is now working at Musk's behest inside Doge.
If you had told me 10 years ago that Donald Trump and Elon Musk would hire some Zoomer named
A global pandemic, Denim, seems kind of outlandish, don't you think? Haha, haha. True, but what about the shareholders? So true, dude. So true. I'm just going to say something as well. I did not expect all of the comments on this tweet to be the way she looks like his last baby mama. He's going to try to artificially inseminate her and birth the world's most insufferable loser. And there's like a lot of these. Any person who's aware enough should absolutely self-examine their views if Elon Musk is supporting them. Seeing Shoe0nHead in 2026 is pure psychic damage. Pretty sure if we saw the sourcing list for Trump, Vance, and Musk's understanding of reality, it would be horrifying. Maybe some of these gotten taken down, or maybe it's gotten... When I looked at it last, it was like every single comment was like he's looking for a new baby mama. Elon has his eyes on next baby mama. Musk in shoe. You're disgusting, bro. I'm reporting you to the authorities, you sick fucking freak. Alright. The problem is that some of these videos are just so unbelievably dishonest and fucking stupid that, like, they're a little impossible to watch, as I'm sure you guys agree. Oh, this is like an old-ass video, too. This is like a year old. This video, the USAID video. This one.
Donald Trump, along with Elon Musk,
She's like, think before you sleep to me. Shut up.
have created a new government agency called Doge. And what I originally thought was just an older sibling giving a younger sibling an unplugged video game controller actually turned into a real thing. And their first order of business was dismantling USAID, an innocent government program that helped poor people all around the world. Or was it?
Oh, okay, prediction. The video is just literally... Okay, so she kind of like veers into conspiratorial territory on things and then later talks about things that she talks about. Sorry, she does the thing that like psychics do where if you just guess on a bunch of random stuff, eventually one of your guesses might be right. So she veers into like the conspiracy theorist stuff on a lot of things and then maybe one thing will be right. Like there are a bunch of pedophiles in government. But that doesn't make every single... If you throw enough shit at the wall, something will stick. What do you mean? My psychic is right all of the time. Sorry, right? Maybe she's gonna get into like the... See, I knew USAID was using this. It was actually a tool of the CIA to investigate and spy on the rest of the world or something like that.
Hello and welcome back to the Shoe0nHead channel. I am Shoe0nHead and I am not real. I am a figment of your imagination. You have been in a coma since 2012. Wake up. Wake up. Today we will be talking about the dark, seedy underbelly of USAID. This is a topic I've been interested in for a very long time now. And now that recently USAID has been in the news, I figured it is a perfect time to finally talk about it. All the mainstream liberal coverage I've seen of this has basically been late-night talk show hosts crying fake tears about it being dismantled, and all the mainstream Republican coverage has just been about all the woke shit USAID was apparently funding. But I promise you, it is more than that. A lot more. If you're not a very political person and you only come here to consume the Reddit gender war slop, you should still stick around for this because this—
Stop.
Now let's get back to this USAID deep dive, shall we? So Donald Trump and Elon Musk created the Department of Government Efficiency, aka Doge. Get it? Like the Reddit meme from 2012? Epic bacon, my fellow memers. Honestly, who am I to talk about dead memes? My username is Shoe0nHead. So Doge's supposed goal seems to be cutting useless spending the government is making us pay taxes on. Now, I have very mixed feelings about taxes. From each—
See, that's just called being politically brain dead. Changing your positions every 2 seconds and pretending like you can ascribe to every single political position is just being called politically stupid.
According to his ability, to each according to his needs. Taxation is theft! The tree of liberty will be refreshed with the blood of tyrants! My opinion has always been, if we are going to pay taxes in this country, could they at least go to things that actually help people, like Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security, child tax credits, firefighters, fixing our bridges and roads, castrating pedophiles, government-funded girlfriends, things like that. And yes, we should be auditing the government. I think that's a good thing. Frankly, I don't care who does it as long as they do it well. Good things are good, bad things are bad. I'm anti-bad things, pro-good things. Those are my politics. And hating libertarians. Just kidding, I love libertarians. I get along great with them. As long as we don't talk about child labor. Anyway, Doge got straight to work, firing government workers and basically hiring my Twitter mutuals. What was once a theater kid-occupied government—
Just get to the point. Stop. I can't handle any more bad, cringy jokes. Just get to the point.
Is now a right-wing schizo poster-occupied government. No, I am not joking.
So this is a 19-year-old high school graduate who has used the unfortunate nickname Big Balls online, so that would be one way that we could refer to him. He is now working at Musk's behest inside Doge.
If you had told me 10 years ago that Donald Trump and Elon Musk would hire some Zoomer named Big Balls to help audit the government, I'd believe it. Like, yeah, that checks out. They have no relevant experience. Most of them aren't old enough to rent a car. They're not even old enough to rent a car. They're in their 20s. We sent 18-year-olds to go die in the wars you cheerlead on, you evil hag! Why are they so focused on the ages of these people when our government is basically a retirement home? But honestly, I don't blame Hillary Clinton. If I were her, I also wouldn't want 22-year-olds in the government.
Haha, you guys get
Months
it?
before dismantling the Department of Education, or apparently Sesame Street, Doge's first order of business was dismantling USAID.
Without providing any proof, Elon said USAID is a criminal organization. Oh yeah, they're an international crime syndicate hell-bent on helping people.
Pretty f***ed up, huh? Taking money away from an aid program that helps poor people all around the world. Except USAID was not exactly that. In fact, it doesn't even f***ing stand for aid. It stands for a United States Agency for
Okay, just really fast. I'm waiting for her to get to the point, but this is going to take forever, so let's just go piece by piece on the stuff she's already said. Listen, man. Listen, I think everybody in here hates Hillary Clinton. All right. In fact, I don't know that anyone likes Hillary Clinton, to be quite honest with you. Maybe AIPAC likes Hillary Clinton. Maybe like Raytheon likes Hillary Clinton. But outside of like a couple of defense contractors, I don't think anybody here likes Hillary Clinton. All right. That doesn't mean the point that she made about not wanting 20-year-olds gutting our government is invalid. And I'm pretty sure maybe I'm wrong. This video came out around the same time as that one video. Does she show it? It was I think it was like a deposition with one of the Doge guys who says like, we don't know what the fuck we're doing. Deposition. Okay. First result came up.
Former employees of Elon Musk's Department of Government Efficiency in the hot seat tonight.
You don't regret that people might have lost important income to support their lives?
No.
Deposition videos from January tied to a civil lawsuit going viral online. Lawyers asked former Doge staffer Justin Fox about projects flagged as diversity, equity, and inclusion, including a documentary about Jewish women forced into slave labor during the Holocaust.
It's specifically focused on Jewish cultures and amplifying the marginalized voices of the females in that culture.
Don't say Stephen Miller with hair. What the fuck?
They related to DEI for those reasons.
Fox said he used ChatGPT to help identify and eliminate DEI programs. The depositions are part of a lawsuit filed by humanities groups that say Doge violated the First Amendment by canceling more than 1,400 grants used to fund arts, history, and education projects. On Friday, the judge ordered the groups to remove the videos they posted. The government said Fox was harassed and received death threats because of them. The groups.
So really quickly also, can I say, I'm trying to see if I can find it. Imagine being like making an entire video that effectively all it does is give people like Elon Musk credit for one of the worst things that has ever happened in our government. And being like, actually USAID is so dark and evil. And we'll get into the reasons, I guess, eventually why she thinks that. And also not recognizing that it also did a bunch of good. And if you don't replace the good that it did and you just send in a bunch of fucking 20-year-olds to remove everything that has the word woke in it, what you end up doing is cutting a bunch of programs that benefit everyone, like
used to fund arts, history, and education projects.
And the thing is, you would think someone like Shoe0nHead would give a fuck about any of these things, considering that, like, when she's talked about how she feels about like, for example, arts. Is everyone here familiar with brutalist architecture? Emerged in the 1950s in the UK among the Reconstruction periods of the post-war era. They're known for minimalist construction, showing the bare building materials, structural elements over decorative design. Style commonly used makes use of exposed, unpainted concrete or brick, angular geometric shapes, predominantly monochrome color palette, other materials such as steel, timber, glass. Some images of brutalist architecture, right? But then also, as the massive hypocrite that she is, brutalism is ugly and dystopian. So which is it? Do you want programs that actually fund the arts so you don't have to look at the ugly architecture? Or do you want the things that cut all of that and then complain about everything that sucks? It's just so cringe. It's just so cringe.
International development. It has all to do with aid. But honestly, I don't blame you for...
Sorry, I totally forgot. The reason I pulled that video up was to pull up the kid who was like, this one.
But it was denied, and a hearing is set for this Tuesday. NBC News obtained the videos from the Internet Archive, and Musk even amplified one of the clips on X. In one video, former staffer Nathan Kavanaugh said their goal was cutting spending.
I think it was more important to reduce the federal deficit from $2 trillion to close to zero.
Did you reduce the federal deficit?
No, we didn't.
Before Doge ceased to exist, and
they didn't even do the thing they were supposed to do. They just cut a bunch of grants and reduced everyone else's quality of life. All right, continuing.
Thinking it does. After all, they do make the word aid a different color in the logo. Those sneaky bastards. Although it said USAID provides 42% of global aid, the truth is most of those funds are just spent paying US contractors and secretly conducting regime change all around the world. In fact, 80% of all USAID funding goes to just 75 organizations, while only 6% of that goes to aid. And by auditing USAID, Doge exposed the true...
Why do Shoe0nHead fans always type like 40-year-old stunted teenagers? Yo, oh God, yo, what's up? Okay. There's no liberals here. So they are defrauding the US. If you believe that, I have a bridge to sell you. Yeah, it's only $200. No, it's I swear to God, it's only $200.
Real puppet masters behind the secret cabal of evil masterminds funding the woke ideology spreading all around the globe. You. Yes, it was you, American taxpayer. Turns out the deep state was the friends we made along the way. And yes, it's true, we are spending billions of dollars in our tax money to fund things like teaching Sri Lankan journalists.
Wait, I'm so sorry. The evidence that that USAID was bad is because the money went to organizations instead of directly to people? How stupid can you be? Okay. So the point of donating to an organization, okay, is that the organization is doing all of the work when it comes to organizing. And you can simply ask to see their financials and to see their progress reports rather than having to start it up from scratch yourself and spend money and effort and manpower creating that organization yourself. So let's say there's an organization for eliminating HIV in South African nations. If there are already organizations that have supply chains set up, they already know they've done all of the surveying, they know which communities are hardest hit, they know where the education is lacking the most. It's much easier to fund an organization, ask for their financials, see all of the information. You get one person to review every organization and audit that organization. Ensure that the funds are being spent on the thing that they are supposed to be spent on, and then give them the funding. Because otherwise, you have to do all of the surveying. You have to figure out all this information. You have to pull all of the stats. You have to find out how you're going to deliver condoms in every neighborhood or whatever, or how you're going to deliver education in the places that they need to be delivered to, which is a bunch of manpower. You have to fly a bunch of people out. You have to create a new organization. Like, some problems can't be solved just by throwing money at people, like individuals. Some problems are solved with, like, after months or years of building a system, building an organization that knows which areas to target, that knows what is the best way to deliver the resources in the most effective manner. And then you can fund that network that already exists rather than beginning from scratch. It's not like an epic own to be like, yep, they were donating to a bunch of organizations, not people. Like, that's not... You have to prove that all of the organizations were evil. Like, it's not a standalone point that proves itself. What? It would be like if I said, well, you eat bananas, so you're evil. It's like, wait, you have to explain why eating bananas is evil first. What? You can't just say, well, they were funding organizations and not people, so that's evil. It's like, wait, but you have to show that all 75 of those organizations were evil or were scamming or whatever. You're not, huh?
How to avoid binary gendered language.
Also, I studied IR in college. It's well known USAID is a soft power project meant to promote the US's image around the world. Doesn't mean they don't support worthwhile projects. Correct. The thing is, it's like, if you're not a fucking moron, you can understand that A, USAID is actively, exclusively only around because it benefits US hegemony. B, absolutely, I believe that they're surveilling all of the nations that we're helping via the CIA. But also C, they could just do that anyways without helping those nations. And that's where the soft power comes in. C, D, what letter am I on? Whatever letter I'm on. And finally, it doesn't change that there are actually people being helped. Like, all of these things can be true at the same time. It's kind of giving like those morons who are like, fuck Brandon, am I right? It's like, yeah, I don't like Joe Biden. Huh? Oh, so you like Trump? No, I don't like Trump. What? So you like Kamala? No, I don't like her either. I don't understand. What do you mean you don't like? No, I know it's crazy to think about, but you can actually dislike multiple people at the same time. You can think that USAID had a positive impact on the world, and also that it was really only set up and would not exist if it did not benefit the US in some way. And in the way that it does is soft power.
Combating disinformation in Kazakhstan. Promoting inclusion in Vietnam. Millions to an Armenian LGBT group. Millions to rebuild the Cuban media ecosystem.
It's so intellectually lazy. It's not proving that any of these things actually are a complete waste of money. It's not showing how that money exactly was spent. By the way, this is the same level of anti-intellectualism that goes into, you're researching beans? What? Look, guys, we're giving this guy money to look at beans. And then that bean guy creates the basis of, like, DNA for us. Legumes? Beans. I always forget his name. Mendel. This guy. Mendel gained posthumous recognition as the founder of modern science of genetics. Though farmers had known for millennia that crossbreeding of animals and plants could favor certain desirable traits, Mendel's pea plant experiments conducted between 1856 and 1863 established many of the rules of heredity now referred to as the Mendelian inheritance. He worked with 7 characteristics of pea plants: plant height, pod shape and color, seed shape and color, and flower position and color. Taking seed shape as an example, Mendel showed that when true breeding yellow pea and a true breeding green pea were crossbred, their offspring always produced yellow seeds. However, in the next generation, the green peas reappeared at a ratio of 1 green to 3 yellow. To explain this phenomenon, he coined the terms recessive and dominant in reference to certain traits. Literally, by the way, if this guy existed today, Shoe0nHead, like the fucking idiot that she is, would be like, this guy is studying peas. We're spending millions of dollars letting this guy study peas like an idiot. Unlike me, I know you're not supposed to spend millions of dollars on peas. The peas are for eating, stupid. It's like, did you consider that your simpleton brain cannot understand exactly every single way that research might benefit humankind? And yes, that means sometimes maybe some guy is researching putting shrimp on a treadmill and nothing comes out of that. But maybe a different guy researches like crabs on a treadmill, and then we find some cure to some shit, man. Yes, not every single thing is going to pan out when you're investigating different things, but we should allow people to research that stuff because it has the possibility to be beneficial, as all discoveries have been. But actually, shrimp on a treadmill was important for studying impacts of ocean pollution on wildlife, Denims. Was it actually? Actually, I don't know. I didn't know that. But it's like, I feel like intelligence should be more so judged as like, or you should judge people's intelligence based on their ability to understand that they don't understand. Like, I know enough about scientific research to understand that I can't judge any individual scientific research on one sentence. You would have to like actually do a deep dive on what they're researching and how they're researching and why it's costing so much money. To be like, oh, you're using millions to rebuild the Cuban media ecosystem? I mean, did you do any more research past that? Okay. No, you didn't. Right. Okay.
Millions for LGBT causes in the Western Balkans, millions for LGBT activism in Uganda, millions for atheism in Nepal, millions for male circumcision around the world, and $2 million for sex changes in Guatemala. And many other things that were so ridiculous.
There was another problem as well where Doge, these numbers are hard to trust because Doge accidentally, at least on one instance, reported that I think it was like $80 million or something was saved on some stupid thing or something that sounded stupid. And then they actually looked at the finances and it was that the dumb fuck Doge member, whether it was he was using a shitty AI or whether it's that guy was fucking actually a moron, he was counting the periods as commas. So we had actually saved like $8,000 or something like that. It was something stupid. It was like, instead of it being 8 billion, it was like 8 million or something like that. Like, was it big balls? Who fucking knows? Not a single source provided in that list. As far as I know, she could be making all that shit up. And then there was, do you guys remember recently with Doge as well? There was, well, not recently anymore, but there was this one number and like stat that kept getting thrown out or like thrown around. And then if you thought about it, it made no sense. It was like 800 billion condoms for Gaza. And it's like, that's not even possible. What? Are you guys actually so stupid you're falling for this? It's giving the people who fell for that one woman who was like, I'm addicted to getting abortions. Yeah, I'm at my 43rd abortion this month. And I'm going to have a daughter specifically to raise her to have abortions. It's like, if you are so stupid that you fell for that, how do you still maintain the right to vote, man? How do you not like, how is natural selection not taking your ass at this point? I feel like you in a just society should have died to some microbe in like a puddle in like a strip mall. She's citing Doge on the Doge cuts, which is basically like asking Israel for info on Gaza.
I had to double check to make sure I wasn't being trolled. Taxpayer-funded sex changes in Guatemala? We don't even do that here. Now, you might be saying, Shoe, this seems like some stupid anti-woke shit. And yeah, kind of. You got me. But I ask you, young naive liberal, why the f*** was John Bolton once the head of USAID? John Bolton, for those of you who are unaware,
do you think she's ever looked up the word soft power?
Is an infamous neocon hack. He's literally criticized—
Wait, she said she looked into the Guatemalan sex change and then didn't show any source. Wait, what? If you looked into— okay. All right, I guess just like source trust me, bro.
Trump for not being enough of a warmonger. Neocon hacks, for those same few of you who are unaware, are the people in our government responsible for meddling with other countries all around the world and getting us into wars for basically funsies. The people who suck the teat of Raytheon, Boeing, etc. The military-industrial complex's favorite Discord kittens. These guys come in shades of red and blue. So why was John Bolton, a red guy, in charge—
But this is how you should know that Doge was always a total scam, because if Doge actually cared about cutting waste, fraud, and abuse, they would have conducted an audit and had, I don't know, maybe the military should— I think like, what was it? The Pentagon has failed 7 audits in a row. Maybe we should cut some of the Pentagon funding, considering that they don't even know where their own money is being spent. How do you think How do you make an entire video about how USAID is evil and then fail to recognize that Doge, the most epically based org ever, failed to target the Pentagon? Failed to target our military industrial complex. Like, what?
Of the same program, USAID, that is sending American taxpayer money to foreign countries to have things like trans pride parades. The truth is, the USAID thing goes a lot deeper than what a lot of Republican commentators are saying. It wasn't just a bunch of libtards in government wasting our money on stupid woke things. No, there's way more than that. You see, it's current year and we can't just do old-fashioned imperialism anymore. The people don't like that. It's a new era, so we have to dress it up in glitter and rainbows. To put it bluntly, USAID is nothing but another form of taxpayer-funded regime change, wearing an innocent mask of aid. Shut up, Shoe! You dumb bimbo poppy!
I guess all of the research that shows that millions of people are going to die without USAID is just joking around.
List, you reactionary shitlord! You cry, tears running down your fat, retarded face. The United States is just giving foreign countries billions.
Can I just say also, you are so soy cucked if you're censoring the R word, but you're still saying it. Say it and don't censor it, or don't say it, bitch. Like, come on. It's cringe. It's cringy.
Of dollars out of the kindness of their hearts. Oh yeah? I have a lovely bridge on sale down the road. Would you like to buy it? Listen, despite all its faults, I love America, and I...
It's not a bad word, then she should say it. Then say it with your whole pussy, then. Why are you bitching out and censoring it, hello?
I love my pure wife material who's too pussy to say it and has to censor it.
Like, then use it. YouTube not allow. YouTube definitely allow. YouTube definitely allow. Okay? Fucking Kyle Kalinske says it on his YouTube videos, alright? Oh, YouTube be allow, alright? No, she's just a pussy. That's it. I'm sorry to tell you.
Love the American people, but if you believe the corrupt, greedy bureaucrats running the deep state of this country do anything out of the kindness of their hearts, you are a sweet, innocent angel, and you need to be protected at all costs. I especially side-eye any leftist who has the nerve to run defense for USAID, especially those who call themselves socialists or commies, considering the fact that USAID was basically originally created to destroy communist countries all around.
So again, like I just said, I mean, I think she just is too dumb to understand you can have two positions at the same time, that USAID is meant to maintain US hegemony, and also that cutting USAID will lead to the deaths of millions of people. That it did good things and it did bad things. Wow. Wow, a really difficult thought. Wow.
Around the world. Established in 1961 by President John F. Kennedy under the noble guise of aiding developing nations, USAID was, in many respects, an instrument during the Cold War to counter Soviet influence and keep the Third World from crafting its own socioeconomic model. A year after President John Kennedy created USAID in 1961, he told its directors that, as we do not want to send American troops to a great many areas where freedom may be under attack, we send you. It wasn't long before the CIA spotted an opportunity to extend its reach. In 1962, USAID launched its Office of Public Safety to send agents around the world under the guise of training police officers. But as it turned out, the trainers were busy teaching enhanced interrogation techniques.
Yeah, correct. It's a tool for the US to retain its power, its global power. Correct. It's not complicated. Like, did you just find this out yesterday? Like, did it really take you Doge to understand that? And we're the dumb ones? We're supposed to be the dumb ones in this video? I don't understand.
Euphemism for torture. The scandal broke out in 1966, and although the office was finally shut down in 1974, the dark practices persisted within military and intelligence circles. By 1980, USAID Administrator John Gilligan was candid enough to describe the agency as nothing more than a graduate school for the CIA. At one time, many aid field offices were infiltrated from top to bottom with CIA people, he said.
Yes, correct. And it's like, remember when I said at the very beginning of this video, I bet this is going to be some epic like conspiracy theory hat where she's going to be like, look, the CIA was in on it the whole time. It's like, yeah. Did you just figure that out? It's like, you guys have any dumb friends in your life? And they try to like let you in on a secret and you're like, no, I knew about that. Mm-hmm. No, I did know about that. Yeah. You know, if you ask for less ice, they'll give you more drink. That's how that works. Yeah. I know. Everybody, that's how volume works. No. Do you think did you just find that out? Yeah. You can do that. Did you know In-N-Out has a secret menu? It's like, life must be so fun for you. Every day is such a journey. It's so exciting. It must be so exciting for you. And it's the same thing here. It's like, whoa, this government body that was operating, this U.S. government body that was operating in foreign nations had CIA agents in it. It's like, I just assumed that was the case because obviously, hello? It was infiltrated. It's like, no, that's just kind of how U.S. government projects work. They wouldn't get any funding if the U.S. wasn't going to get anything out of it. It's not really this like epic secret. Everyone just kind of assumed that. Okay. Everyone is 12 now is the truest tweet ever. It's like, we live in a society, we live in a world where this is like the daily headline. These are like our daily headlines. U.S. accused of meddling in British politics with $500,000 grant for public education courses. Document published on U.S. Embassy website prompted claims of attempts to export MAGA propaganda to the UK. Sorry, guys. Sorry about that. Our bad about that one. You guys can just, could you ignore that? U.S. Embassy in London is offering grants of up to $500,000 for new public education programs in what has been criticized as interference in the British domestic politics. Using language that the pro-Trump MAGA movement has sought to appropriate, a funding notice identifies a goal of fostering a national conversation about shared civilizational values underpinning U.S.-UK ties. Priority will go to the applicants aiming to celebrate freedom of speech and limited government. Mm-hmm. Oh, whoa, shocking. The U.S. is using its power and money to interfere in other nations. Something the U.S. has never done before. Or, I think one of the most wicked things that happened recently was, I don't remember. Was it in the Philippines or in Singapore? The U.S. was running anti-vax campaigns, like anti-vax ad campaigns in, I want to say it was Singapore. And nobody talked about this, by the way. Pentagon ran secret anti-vax campaign to undermine China during the pandemic. The U.S. military launched a clandestine program amid the COVID crisis to discredit China's Sinovac inoculation, payback for Beijing's efforts to blame Washington for the pandemic. One target, the Filipino public. Oh, so it wasn't Singapore. It was the Philippines. Okay, got it. And if you see some of these ads, it was insane, by the way. It was actually insane. Sorry, I just saw now in chat everyone saying Philippines. My apologies. I just couldn't remember if it was Singapore or Philippines. Health experts say that the gambit was indefensible and put innocent lives at risk. At the height of the COVID-19 pandemic, the U.S. military launched a secret campaign to counter what it perceived as China's growing influence in the Philippines, a nation hit especially hard by the deadly virus. You know, that actually makes sense because the one stereotype that I have heard about Singapore, and also from people I know who have been to Singapore, is that Singapore is unbelievably clean. Like, they will find the shit out of you if you drop anything on the ground. Like, it's a very, very, they spend a lot of money in their infrastructure keeping the streets really clean. And friends that I know who have been to Singapore are like, it's like spotless. Like, everything is spotless in Singapore. It's crazy. It's really, really, and I'm not saying like Philippines is not spotless or like dirty or something like that. I'm saying like Singapore is like next level. Like, they really take it serious, which I appreciate. They're even more famously champions of industry. That's correct. Commerce, trade, imports, exports. $200 fine for leaving gum in a public place. Meanwhile, you walk in New York, if you've never been there, you're like, what are all these black spots all over the concrete? And then you realize it's all gum. You're like, ooh. I remember when I had that realization growing up in New York, and then I was like, what, is that like a design? And then I found out it was all just hardened gum on the sidewalk. I was like, that's a lot of gum. That's a lot of gum. Load-bearing gum, dude. Honestly, the concrete in New York is like 90% gum. Which again, I'm not saying that like, I'm saying that that's a government policy. I'm not saying that it's some unique feature of the Singaporean people. I'm saying like, the streets will be clean if the public infrastructure demands that the streets remain clean, right? If you have a really good sanitation department, you can build up a culture of caring about cleanliness based off of government policy. So yeah, that makes sense though, because again, like Singapore is like, it's like, I've heard it's fucking spotless, and the shipping magnets, etc. Continuing, clandestine operation has not been previously reported. It aimed to sow doubt about the safety and efficacy of vaccines and other life-saving aid that was being supplied by China. And basically they were posting on Twitter these posts. So here's this hashtag China Eng virus. And it says that translates to China is the virus. Hashtag China is the virus. And then I'll just read the translation instead of trying to butcher this language. Do you want that? COVID came from China and vaccines came from China. Beneath the message is a picture of then Philippines President Rodrigo Duterte saying, China, prioritize us first, please. I'll give you more islands. Pogo and Black Sand. Pogo refers to Philippines' offshore gaming operations, online gambling companies that boomed during Duterte's administration. Black Sand refers to a type of mining. Like the US was literally posting this shit on Filipino Twitter to get people to not trust the vaccine. Who knows how much money we spent on this, by the way. So like when I watch a video from Shoe0nHead, lack of brain in head, where she's like, I don't know if you guys know this, but the US uses money and power to impact how other nations see us. It's like, yes, obviously, you stupid bitch. Yes. You dumb slut. Oh my God. Of course. Of course, that's the point. Oh my goodness. That's it. That's the evil darkness of Christ. Anyways. I can't. This is so cringy. It's so cringy. Can I just say really, really fast? Really, really fast. I can't believe I just showed you evidence that the US would propagate an anti-vax campaign and that you would come in chat and write, listen, the vaccine was experimental. It was up to you. And I think it had quite a few side effects. And you'd think that there's no other thoughts to have about this. No. They did that campaign in the Philippines, but they would never do it here in the US. Oh my God, dude. That's so amazing, man. You know what else had side effects? COVID! COVID! Eric, do you think they'll make a drivable Mitch McConnell mech vehicle for US military usage? God, I hope so. I hope they turned him into one of the Evas, the Evangelions. God, I hope. All right. Dude, I love the Shoe0nHead fans. They're so fucking stupid. Look at this. You don't have to be a genius to find out funding LGBTQ in Iran is a bad idea and just makes Iran hate us more than they already do. What? You don't have to be a genius to know that the thing that I made up is bad for reasons I won't explain. That's amazing. That's so incredible. All right, that's enough of that trash, dude. Let's close this shit, man. Congrats to Mrs. Shoe on joining Long Muskrat's wood list. More influence coming her way. Yeah. Guys, the friendless loser with all of the money in the world and still can't have any friends likes me. Is this good? Does this make me look good, chat?